400 scores from Jokers, 2 of them in the 460s. The lowest score is 172, and that from the Piranha. Meanwhile, from the Wolverines, their highest is 259, and they've got 2 double Ds there from Darkstrand and Tech, the 2 of the Summoners just getting caught out in the open with no range to do much of anything. It was that was harsh. That was quite a harsh match on that. But if they had all gone together, I think we probably would have seen some different numbers there, for sure.
It's me looking like doing a lot of the damage in this match, taking out 6 components. Baron coming up second here with 3 components out. Those 2 Sun Spiders putting a lot of work, as is told by the damage, with 466 on Smee and 462 on Baron.
All right, gotta do a quick side swap here. And starting the timers. All right, so next up we have River City. I do like River City as a map. It's fantastic.
River City is a very interesting, it's, as you were mentioning earlier, the asymmetrical nature of the maps. River City is a very interesting unsymmetric map, in that there are a lot of different ways each team can play each side. And there are a lot of great ways to counter each of the ways you can play on each side. It's a very well done asymmetric map, in my opinion. It offers a lot of different positions for you to maneuver through.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the classic is Team 2 either goes Upper City, you know, with some trading stuff, and they've got some spots there to go across onto the airport there. But also, you know, they've got a real good push avenue here through the Rock Garden and Fox 6 if they need to get to Fox 7 and up. But man, that airport is a real strong snipe position, so we'll see how it goes. That being said, our point is Theta, so someone's gonna have to go get it, probably. I would think we're getting into those upper ranges where trading is much more viable. So we'll see where these teams take it. We've seen the Wolverines willing to bring some longer range weapons on this. They brought those AC2s on the next one. They are trending towards those trade strats so far. So we'll see how they turn out. Ooh, actually, hang on. Let me make sure that we swap the sides on the overlay as well. Don't worry, folks. We'll get there. Ooh, yeah. How is it? There it is.
Everything. River City also for Team 2, if they try and push the airport side, strat I've often seen, saw this a lot actually coming on Blood League. Some teams will opt for, if they want to try and do more of a trolley push, they'll take the hotel line, either coming up through Golf 7, or some teams even pushing all the way out to the 9 line, coming through the 9 line, and trying to come in and just push up through that city with all its nice terrain and cover back up into the airport. However, it does cost a lot of time. We'll see if the teams opt to take the long way round or go for the Epsilon 5 brawl.
All right, I'm gonna have to prep my 2-minute warning for the teams, coming up on 2.5 minutes here. Let's see, we're looking at an Alpha Bravo potential. There we go.
Looks like Team 1 has locked in, taking that full 400 tons afforded to them.
Yeah, we're looking at an Alpha Bravo drop there. What's that going to tell us here? From Team 1, yeah, they are definitely training airport, and artillery hamster probably in some sort of a light with jets, maybe a Viper or something like that. Would be my guess. Something to get in and out of Theta. Joker's looking a little more spread out here. Although they have not locked yet, so it's hard to tell. They could be discussing some switches or anything like that.
Looks like they are going for more of a low city, probably Golf 5 or either the hotel line push.
Yeah, as they're situated here, it might be a little too soon to tell. They might do a last minute switch, because I can't imagine completely giving up the upper city there. There we go.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
With one in Alpha, one in Bravo Alpha. Yeah, that's probably some Theta coverage. Maybe sending 2 to Theta. Although they are also using that 400 ton, so we'll see how it shakes out there. Maybe taking some time for some last minute pep talk. Let's see. I think we are. Jokers has officially won this, maybe. Unless Wolverines does a complete sweep. Then it would turn around.
It would take a full sweep at this point, yeah, for them to take it back.
They're actually,
it's possible, but
now that I'm thinking about it, they might be able to let one kill go through or two. It's still really close. Still very, very close. One of the reasons I adore this I adore this one. All right. Oh shit, the stream. What the fuck? All right, hang on. We're ended up with some stream nonsense happening here.
Stream is offline indeed.
Interesting. It is. What is my?
You did cut out for a sec about a minute ago. I thought it was on my end, but that could have been your internet playing some fun times on you.
Which is interesting because I like double checked everything. No reason for this. We should be going back. There we go. Okay. We should be back.
Looks like the stream's back. Yep.
Yeah, there's some momentary interruption for no reason. Okay.
Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Okay. So back we are. All right. Let's start with the Wolverines. Look like we got our Cypher. That's our Theta runner. Interesting. Pair of Direwolf C's. Let's see what we got on those. AC2s. All right. Bloodhouse with Gauss and Large Pulse, and one with 3 UAC 5s and 2 ERPPC. Some non-standard builds that we're seeing here. Let's take a look over at Jokers.
Joker's running Executioner, a couple Timbies, and a Warhammer. Fairly standard mid-range trade deck coming out from them here.
Large Pulse XC.
I believe all of these the mechs here, looking at them, seem to be large pulse, medium lasers with some Gauss on top of that coming out from the Warhammer here.
All right, interesting.
Actually, no
Gauss.
I misread that. No Gauss, heavy, large, and some smalls.
All right, yeah. So Joker's running heavy into the trade, which I think looking at these, well, it's the mid trade, right? So they're gonna have to push.
Yeah, Romulus taking some hefty damage from that last trade there, getting quite outranged by those Dyers, just getting the lay straight into him. Artillery getting shoot out here as Baron runs him down on the river.
Yep, Baron again crossing alone, and that is dangerous, but he seems to have gotten away with it. Now, we need to see, the Wolverines backing up. Thor is not doing so, so Thor is, I think, gonna die pretty quickly here once the Timbers get across. Hamster got it tucked in the corner here, waiting for something to happen.
3 Timbies moving in here, getting in position to push up that hill, it looks like.
Yep, and Thor is gonna, well, we can watch the demise of Thor here, I think here. That CT fire, very strong. He's red in the CT already. And
extremely well pinpoint.
Yep.
He is bright red structure he's going down. That pinpoint coming out from Aces Wilds here.
Yep, beautiful focus by those Timbies. Let's see, Rastrock probably going to be the next here. I'm now paranoid of the stream, keeping an eye on that. Rastrock trying to get some trades. Praetorian taking some hits down to 77%. Into the orange, the red, I mean, he's cooking a little bit, but we're taking arms off. It's the damage is spread all over the place on Praetorian. Baron getting up here at 74%. Still fresh, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, Praetorian pretty critical here. His leg is gone, but looks like he's made his way in the cover.
Yep, Rastrock got CT. Oh man, these CT shots by Jokers, I keep wanting to call them aces, by Jokers is just, it is telling right here. Baron with both shoulders open, Rastrock going down to that CT. Budweiser also probably mostly cooking. Artillery Hamster going down.
Yeah, Darkstrand's left torso is wide open with everything else looking pretty cooked on the internal. His right torso clean for the pickings here.
Yep, I don't think there's enough. They are chewed. If Darkstrand could... Nope, there it is.
Just barely doesn't manage to pull it out.
That was closer than it looked. I want to find... Where is this guy? Where's Jiroku? Jiroku, way the hell back here. Did you not have pulse lasers? I can't imagine that Jiroku was doing a whole lot in the backfield there.
He had large pulse CRME and he was pulling that range. But he's mostly fresh where the rest of his team is critically wounded but able to still pull off the win.
I'm wondering if that was a hold back in case we need to, you know, go cap or something, because everyone else is super chewed up. Let's see here. Baron here is, she's one laser swipe with on both torsos would take him out. Budweiser, still doing okay.
Moderately okay.
Praetorian, yeah, a good CT hit
up there.
Yeah, and then Sumie, I think, is legged and holy one touch on that other leg. Probably 1 or 2 HP in that structure there.
Yeah, cooked herself real good in those center torsos as well. If she cooked herself any longer, might have gone down.
Yep. So this one a lot closer than it looked, but unfortunately the Wolverines not able to secure a kill. Oh, but man, they were so close. Look at all these red numbers on the red team from our point of view are is just so well. Focus fire wins matches, and that is what it came down to. You cannot convince me otherwise on this one. Because had the Wolverines been able to focus CTs like we saw Jokers going, like they were just going mech after mech after mech, just going drill that CT. And 3 mechs on a CT is a dead mech, and if not the first shot, the second.
Yeah, those Timberwolves there, you giga drill with them. That's a nice clean. I believe each one roughly has 60 damage. That's 180 alpha that you're able to get off on them there. Yep. If you're able to time that, just as we saw from Jokers here, there's almost no mech in the game that can withstand that if you get good crits.
Yeah, and look at the damage here. The Joker's Wild actually, I think, overall has less damage done, or it's at least very, very close. But you look at Thor with that 78, that's a lot of tonnage for not a lot of damage out. Even though Tech was able to pull almost 800, Darkstrand coming up on 700 here. The damage numbers are huge there. They were in the back. If Thor had backed up, again, that also might have been a different situation there. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. That is going to, at this point, put Joker's Wilds ahead at 50 points out of 70. And Wolverines coming in at 9. So we've got one more match to go. And we'll head on back to our lobby. Actually, no, we'll head to the map room for our last map, which is Alpine Peaks at 500 tons. So we know what this means, folks. Expect to see a lot of blue. All right.
Alpine Peaks, a very long-range map. Gamma Point does leave some room for brawl, especially from Team 2. You have some lighter stuff like Eggsy coming out from potentially... Joker's Wild here. You could see them try and go for a brawl push up there. Much more likely to see some long range coming out here with those blue lasers.
Something else you might see from Team 2 is we have this whole area here that overlooks Gamma. They could do some wicked work on that side. But it is counterable. Team 1 can sneak up here around this outside. So we'll see. I've seen some really interesting play in some scrims here around this point, and some really creative play. I don't necessarily want to spoil some of that, but this area very viable on that, and I think because we are dealing with 500 tons, mechs are probably going to be slower. Ultimately, you wouldn't think a push is viable, but it very well could be with the way some of the terrain is, and depending on where things go. You could have some slow creepers just sneak around on a flank for half the match and then clean up. So I don't know. We'll see which way these teams play. They've shown to be willing to trade, especially with that last one. So I don't think that's going to happen. But hey, you never know. Comp is the place to get creative. This
is definitely the map where range quirks are king if you're going to try and trade. Fox 9, if you see that hill there, even the Golf 9 Fox 10 hill here, can't quite fully trade out with the Hotel 11, Hotel 12 hill there, unless you have those range quirks. Same story there for the Hotel 12. You need those range quirks to be trading at that range here effectively. So if they do go for a trade, could potentially come down to which teams just have the better mech selection as far as which ones can hit out that distance.
Yeah, and here's another thought. We've seen, I haven't really been keeping track of the mechs throughout the whole thing, but I think we've seen 2 direwolves from Wolverines, maybe more. They might be out of direwolves. So I would honestly expect to see maybe some executioners, or dare I say Kodiaks, if they want to get a little in your facey. But I would expect executioners, which are quite frankly fantastic on this map. You get those Pop-Tart PPCs, you can just really make a menace of yourself, or large lasers or anything like that. I really haven't seen anything from
Team 1 is already up, and they are down 395. They could be going for those Marauder 2Cs and Madcap Mark 2s. I have seen teams pull that before on this map. Not sure it's the best idea, but it could be what they're going here, looking to maybe try and do some trading with some either Blood Asps, Madcap Mark 2s, and the Marauder 2Cs.
Yeah, I think we saw some Blood Asps on the last one too. So I would think the Marauder 2Cs might be the call there. Looking at some Gauss and ER large from that, and probably a capper, that would probably put you down 105 tons. That's a significant drop. But the mechs are good. You know, the mechs are, they roll damage fairly nicely. But it looks like Joker's coming in with almost 500 tons. What the heck is a 90? That's the XE, isn't it? The 95 tonner?
That's probably, it's probably 400 ton. That's most likely looking like that. It's going to be 4 direwolves and an executioner, unless they decide to pull out the they could always pull out the Kodiaks as well. We'll see which they choose.
I would imagine, I don't think we've seen direwolves from them, so I would imagine they're saving them for this one, and rightfully
absolutely.
so. That armor advantage is going to be huge.
Yeah, well, especially with the Marauder 2C getting nerfed, it's a lot squishier than it used to be. It's still an outright, outstanding mech at times, but those sides, you go for the side torsos on it, because that center torso can be tricky to hit, melt away now compared to in the past.
That is true. Yeah, we'll see how it works. Maybe they're banking on headshots. Maybe we've seen one of them so far this match. I don't know. As Mitsu, our favorite fight me bitch pilot, says waffles. It's waffle time. So let's see what we're looking at. Oh, unfortunately, they're all in. Interesting
pull here from Wolverines. They got an Executioner, 2 Highlanders, 2 Blood Asps, and a Arctic Cheetah.
Yeah, that is. Oh man, that Cheetah is going to be. I want to see how that gets played, and it's the Kodiaks. It is not the direwolves.
It is the Kodiaks.
All right, and 3s. Are they pulling Gauss, or are they playing in a push? AC-10s and ERP on.
They
I don't want to
are
say all
going
of them,
that full Daka brawl. It does look to be all of them looking at their arms.
Yeah. This is gonna be a push. Hang on, who's got the fun flags? Of course, it would be the guy with the longest name. All right. Let's head on over. That would indeed
be Baron Brizzle von Binspilz.
That's right. We had to get the name in there at some point. All right, let's see here. Tech in the XC is taking 3 ERPs. That is a toasty build, but I respect it. The Rancor with 6 ER large, a Highlander with 2 ER large, a Gauss rifle, and Lerm, what is that, 70? And then another Blood Ass with the ER large.
Interesting choice of Highlanders here for sure.
Yeah, I think, is there going to be a narc on this Cheetah? There is. Oh, there's a narc on the Cheetah. This is what it is. This will be interesting. I think Wolverines has a chance here if they can catch those mechs early enough to get in that Highlander Lerm range, and then they've got the range to just poke. And here's Sumie, jeez, I'm crow, coming into the point. With our Arctic Cheetah, with Artie coming out. I don't know if you're getting out of dodge. I don't know if he's seen. Oh, there we go. Now we've got some sight. Gonna get Jiroku narked, I'm sure. but the range is going to be tricky. Honestly, I'd almost put the Highlander where Tech is here for the range, but there we go. We've got some flight on Sumie, who's down to 50% already. Let's see where that's going.
Is smoking already. Yeah, she's trying to get a cap on that point, but the other side torso's open, and her CT's soon to follow. CT's open. Yeah. Sumie is open on all fronts there. That Narc doing wonders for them with those limbs coming in, keeping her from capping that point.
Yep, and we're seeing here the side torso with Wolverines again just can't get really that focus on one torso or another, but they've opened both up, and Sumie's in trouble there. We've got some trading going on here. Thor in the Bloodhasp looking a little busted here. What do we got here?
Yeah, Wolverine's looking a little bit beat up. He's cooking. Wolverine's taking a lot of trade damage here from the Kodiaks. Kodiak's mainly still fresh here. Kodiak's getting in them decent trades.
Yeah, they need to switch that focus, get those narcs on those Kodiaks that are about to push up the hill here. If they can make it. It's going to be tricky. No, they're going around, but they still need the narcs on that. I don't know that I'd worried about that point so much right now.
One thing to notice Snow Wolverines is standing on is it's a unique thing about this part of the map not many people seem to know. That snow is actually not collidable. You can be shooting through that snow. It's a very unique part of this map. Will be interesting to see how well they're able to utilize that.
Yep, Tech taking some arm damage, not the worst thing. He's got the 3P build, so a little less focus on those micros, I think, but that will potentially hurt coming in. But they continue to raid. Thor looking rough at 61. If he can slow those trades, if Artie can get a narc on some of these other mechs so that who's got that Dark Strand doesn't have to be dumping into the side of buildings, they might have something here. What do we got? Budweiser back here at 73%. That's
center torso is crispy.
Yep.
Got a nice orange armor there on that center torso, but the Kodiaks are getting in their range.
Yep, and Darkstrand needs to be GTing the FO, and it looks like
Thor doesn't know. Thor's gonna go down.
I think Thor's taking the sack since he's all beat up. No, focus the things that are in front of you. Darkstrand, what are you doing? All right. 4 here with the Bloodhouse pouring into Jiroku. They're saying no lerms, Darkstrand, get out of here. Taking away the majority of them.
Darkstrand critically beat up, and he is going to get back shot out there as he shows us back to Jiroku.
He blew himself up, actually. There goes 4. Jiroku should drop here. It's like one touch. Artie trying to close that deal. I think there's just a little too much structure for that one laser. Took half of it. All right, what do we got here? Tech 9 going down, and we are down to the Cheetah.
They do take Jiroku with their last stand here.
And
those
there goes
critical
the
extra 2 points.
Yep. So interesting. I think it could have held out if we didn't get, or rather, if the Wolverines didn't get so focused in on. Oh my God! I did it again. I did a goddamn lobby cast. I'm sorry, everybody. But that is gonna wrap it. Oh, I see you've already got the ID in there. All right, that's gonna be 64 points. 4 Jokers to 12 for the Wolverines. Let's take a look at those damage on the last one. 717 from Romulus, 608 and Jiroku. Sumie getting stuffed at 21 damage. Darkstrand pulling like 700 damage. Need a little more focus there, but again, we're looking at focus fire differences here for the most part. I think overall. But that's our match. Well played to both teams. And you know, I tried not to have a lobby cast. I don't know. I think I got about half of it. It's fine. Rust off. I haven't cast for a bit. So, but thank you, Hammerfell, for joining me. Thank you to both teams. We posted. Damn it. There we go. And that's gonna do it for tonight. Once again, thank you, Hammerfell, and thank you everyone in the audience.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure casting with you.
Awesome. And I hope to hear future casts from you as we get you set up. But that being said, have a great night, everybody, and stay tuned for more casts tomorrow. I don't think there's anything else happening tonight, but tomorrow there's a whole bunch of casts that are going to be going, and we actually have a whole bunch of matches slotted for Sunday as well. So be on the lookout for those, and we'll catch you later, everybody.